Donald Trump has had all sorts of bad news over the past few weeks, but the fact that not only is Joe Biden out and Kamala Harris is in, the fact that she is being lauded, that she is being applauded, that she is being celebrated, and that Democrats are filled with enthusiasm for her might be the worst bit of news. And I want to come at this from a particular angle. I want to tell you about what Jon Stewart recently talked about on his The Weekly Show podcast. He said Kamala Harris is now a freight train. Holy yes, it's the one thing. So it's talking about the big rally she had in Atlanta. Tons of stars there, tons of people. It was a massive success. Says, holy yes, it's the one thing I think that would, more than any policy or any discrepancy on economics or anything else, the thing that would bother Donald Trump the most is a giant arena filled with enthusiastic supporters having a party. I almost think he'd be like, what? Popularity is my thing. John went on to speculate that Trump doesn't even give an S about the election anymore. He just wants to be like, my crowd was bigger. And I know a lot of people will be like, well, come on, let's not exaggerate. He doesn't care that much about popularity. Well, but does he? I mean, how many times just this year has he lied about the size of one of his crowds? Where he will take a crowd that is objectively good. It's a good crowd. You could just say the number of people that were actually there and that would be impressive. But it clearly isn't impressive enough for him. So every time he talks about the crowd, the number gets 10,000 people higher. Why does he dispatch his children to Fox News to double the size of a crowd for him? Because it is deeply important to him.
A storm is tearing up the digital media industry. Only our audience can save us in these difficult times. Help us reach our goal of 100,000 new members at tyt.com/team.
And I want to provide more evidence. So after that big event at Atlanta, Trump put on Truth Social, crazy Kamala Harris voted the worst vice president in American history, which is totally a thing that happened. Needed a concert to bring people into the Atlanta arena. And they started leaving 5 minutes into her speech. I don't need concerts or entertainers. I just have to make America great again. And it is true. He has never had to try to get people fired up with like entertainers, maybe nostalgia acts from the past or anything. Feel free to bring up this photo. No, it's just him. This isn't about showman or entertainer or anything like this. That's ridiculous. He's just mad. And we knew that this would hurt him especially. Not just that she gets a big crowd, and she probably will continue to get those. I want to go to a Kamala Harris rally at this point. But that there are so many very famous, very admired and well-liked people that want her to win and that are gonna go to the rallies and they're gonna speak out for her. They're gonna tweet about her. We'll have one later on the show. There's gonna be, the DNC is gonna have stars at it, okay? I would assume that Beyonce is probably gonna perform, we'll see. But you're gonna have Obama and you're gonna have all these people that generate actual enthusiasm, okay? And not just like Ted Cruz talking about people being butchered. I know that passes for a party on the right. But Trump loves Hollywood and he loves stars and celebrity. And he's constantly pretending that he doesn't want that stuff, but that's all he's wanted his whole life. And every rally she has that has, Megan Thee Stallion or something like that is just gonna burrow under his skin and bother him so much. Brett, what do you think?
There is not while star-studded events do happen under Donald Trump's watch as his opener. The stars are very faint. There are a lot of them. Many of them were found in like the late afternoon USA lineup in like 1998. There's a lot of Sorbos. There's a lot of Chachis. There's a lot of Charleses who were in charge. There's a lot of Dean Cain. There's a lot of like that kind of stuff. But there really isn't the big name celebrities, and it's weird. Like this weird. There's the word weird again. This strange dynamic where Trump is trying to say that everyone else is elitist. Everyone, like his party is like, you guys are all so elitist, but at the same time, he's been on the record saying, I'm elite. I have the biggest boats. I have the biggest houses. I have the biggest, buildings. But the other side has the biggest stars. I don't know what else to say to him. Has the biggest stars that more people like, the Taylor Swift, the Beyoncés, the George Clooney's, the everybody, the people who, when you look at how much they're worth, they are worth way more than the celebrities you trot out. It's so weird. And like Hulk Hogan, even him, I was watching a Lou Pearlman documentary about the fraudster who started NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. And at Lou Pearlman's 50th birthday, the guy who introduces him is Hulk Hogan.
Ugh.
This is a guy who literally defrauded old people of their retirement so that he could start boy bands and fake airlines. And there is Donald Trump defrauding old people that just try to make their way in the world today and give him everything they got.
I mean, look, it's hardly the first time they've rallied to the cause of someone who's defrauded older people desperate for help. I mean, they like Rick Scott, they like Donald Trump, they like people who con them. It's super weird. But again, look, we dismiss a lot of their like supposed stars or whatever. Like, oh, you have Kid Rock, that's amazing. But like they do have Roseanne, and I think we have to give them that. She is a star that burns quite bright.